My next upload tonight is with regard to personal experiences, with regard to my personal choice in 2017 to minimalise and detox my lifestyle and my belongings. This is a very sensitive issue due to the level of importance of my belongings, my personal items, my personal information. As is common knowledge, there have been very serious offences that I've experienced unjustifiably. There have been people that have trespassed into private property and that have helped themselves to belongings of mine since at least 2007. The offences have been unrectified, unresolved, not addressed, not acknowledged, not in any way respected as an awful occurrence against a law-abiding citizen, a humanitarian or recovery advocate, as a teacher, etc., as a person that's worked for 3 state departments and that has experienced my nuptials being very dangerously disrespected, as well as my purpose as a teacher and a recovery advocate. The abuses of human rights are just highly offensive to all sectors and facets of society. There are people, unfortunately, out there in the world that think they think they're above the law, and they ostracize and isolate, and they help themselves to what they have no entitlement to at all. So that's an abuse of power, and that's what I'm experiencing. I own my own power. I'm a recovery advocate. I've a position in a recovery group that is quite important and quite special. And there have been individuals that have been joyriding on my good work and offending the principles and traditions and all aspects of recovery, really, to be quite honest. So the personal belongings that I have since I minimalised and detoxed from the damages caused that were commenced in 2016 have been kept intact to a certain extent, but still have been intruded upon. My photography is quite precious. There have been individuals that have harmed my role as a photographer. My photography is quite important to me. There is my written work that has been stolen also. Even in 2017, there were individuals going through trash and recycling bins and doing practices with those belongings that aren't exactly tolerable in any faith. So these individuals have no respect for people's personal privacy, and they have no respect for people's personal belongings, and they have no respect for the law. So as a teacher, in many respects, that has experienced the offences that I'm experiencing, humanitarians throughout the world hopefully are aware of those that have violated and abused health and well-being, wealth and fortune, and family and faith. They have derived the most nonsensical interpretations without any interaction or experience. They have been really insulting and injurious to women and children's rights, and they have not respected protection, privacy and proximity, and they have not remit or right to royal patronage since they trespassed into property and caused harm on that property. It's very offensive to the constitution of any democracy when people abuse the law, and when women and children aren't safeguarded, as my child and I weren't in the past 3-4 years. Those that have harassed and violated my privacy simply due to property and that have disrespected matrimony are really disrespecting all facets of society and all pillars of society. So as I've mentioned in a previous post and share and upload, there's been a lot of investment of energy, time and expense into causing problems for Maria McElligott as a universal light worker and as a recovery advocate. The work I commenced in 2017 has had an impact on legislative and societal developments. Even that simple fact is being distorted by these individuals. So the challenges I'm meeting at the moment with regard to their abuse of the law and their abuse of the systems that uphold democracy and humanity, their obstructions of justice, their intrusions, it's really outrageous. I first made contact with the relevant agencies in 2017, and the obstacles and obstructions of these people with awful nonsense has continued to this day. So I hope those with more sense are aware of the casualties and consequences of their bad behaviours and the bad examples that they're setting. And I hope those that are to uphold the law are aware of the facts. And I hope that the young women and children out there learn from my experience that as a universal light worker, with the intention of love and light, that those individuals that are like parasites trying to take credit for what they have no entitlement to are really destructive to civil society, democracy and humanity. And those that don't respect boundaries and trespass into people's homes and damage people's innocence. An innocent child of mine was damaged as a consequence of these individuals. And these are supposed to be grown adults. These are supposed to be intelligent people. And unfortunately, I have concerns for them, and I have concerns for any agencies or establishments that facilitate or accommodate any of the offences that I'm experiencing. So there are laws there to protect my child and I. They haven't been implemented or respected. There are disruptors to democracy, and there are matters for procedures in the offences that since 2016, I'm still to this day awaiting to be addressed. So that's my little share today about detoxing and minimalising, simply due to those that have been laying claim to my private belongings, my personal papers, my personal photography, my child's belongings. It's all in my impact statement. My child's belongings were damaged and disrespected, and those that went through my trash in 2017 and that did so recently, I really am concerned about any inhumane behaviours being accommodated. It really lowers the standard of recent progress.